Hello, welcome to Well-Being. This is Melissa, intuitive healer, guide, and channel. Today we talking about the Mintakans. So in honor of their presence here today, these beautiful beings of water, I have decided to do 4 cards at random from the Healing Waters deck. And what we are going to be asking is how we can best integrate the element of water into our lives. So there were 2 really beautiful offerings from the Mintakans, and they are speaking about flow within our lives and flow within our bodies and how we can align to flow. So it's another way of saying it, is how we can best align to flow within our lives. So we have 3 piles. Pile 1 with this beautiful shell that was gifted to me. Pile 2 with this little lovely swan I found. And pile 3, this is a really cool rock shell that I found in Costa Rica years ago. So we'll begin with pile 1. All right, pile 1, individuals. Let's see what the universe and the Mintakans have for us. The wellspring. What are you thirsty for? Take a breath. Atlantis. Keep the big vision. Stay in alignment as you grow. The rainbow. Sweet relief. New beginnings. A new way forward. Move this little baby over here. And our final card, the Water Oracle, psychic abilities, acting on visions, it is destined. Again, we're tapping into how we can bring more flow, the wisdom of the water element, into our lives and our bodies. So beautiful. Mintakans are going to have some light language to share on this as well. And I am feeling called here. So this beautiful figure here that's at rest. Pile 1, folks, you have been in a state of deep inwardness. Deep inwardness. So it's a feeling like you've been on a inward journey, and you may have not felt drawn to connect to others, and perhaps not felt drawn to connect to much of anything. And there are some of you who feel very at peace with this and aware of why it's happening. And there's others of you who are feeling a little bit frustrated by this experience because it may feel like you've been in this state of inwardness for quite a long time. So what I'm hearing with all of you is that you were drawn to this place of going within, to the well within, because you needed this deep level of nurturing, nourishing, and alignment. Nurturing, nourishing, and alignment. So having spent so much time in this space was necessary because of what we're going to talk about next, of what is being activated for you. In addition, it's super important, pile number 1, folks, that you recognize the gifts of returning to the wellspring for nurturing, nourishing, and alignment, so that this space is always available to you. Always available. And I'm feeling like your time of being cloistered in a way in this sacred space has come to a close, but you will be able to tap back into it in a much, like there won't be as much of an investment of time. Like you'll just be going for an inward journey and aligned to this, and it's like, whoop, well is full. So there was some deep healing. Not just a deep healing. There was deep healing that happened, but also that alignment and connecting to source. So, all right. So the big thing here is, why did you have to spend all this time in the wellspring and connecting into source and doing that deep healing? That's because of this biggest picture. That's because of this biggest picture. As it's interesting, stay in alignment as you grow. So it's like this, I feel, is like rising up out of that. And it's been around you. It's been around you, and it's been part of what's been downloading into your inner wellspring of the wisdom and the support of what is coming. But now this next level is activating and coming online and aligned. So this next level is activating and coming online and aligned. So what I'm feeling into this for you, deck number 1, people, is that it is this expansiveness that you are experiencing in your perspective. So there was some deep healing of the body that has allowed you to have a higher place of alignment with your connection with spirit. And so this next level of alignment for you is about bringing this spirit in this expansive way into your life. So this is true in all aspects of your life, in your relationships, in your work. Which brings me immediately to this one. So yeah, I mean, in a way, it's like, especially for those of you that might have been feeling a little angsty being stuck in the wellspring, you're like, sweet relief. This is lighting the way forward. So again, it's like, I feel like I want to stay here like this right now. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, we'll do it like this so you can see the images, especially. I'm going to put this up here. So you've been in this state. There's a reason why you were there, because of what you were awakening to and connecting to and preparing for. And now this next phase of moving you forward, that new beginning. So it's like this beautiful light that is shining through you from this place of alignment. So it's a light that's not a flighty kind of light where it's like, oh, where'd the light go? Like a prism or something like that. This is a light that is steady and strong because it's coming from your source. It's coming from a place of alignment. And again, you're going to be shining this light into all aspects of your life, your relationships and your work. And this light, in addition to shining into your life, you'll also have this new perspective that will allow you to shine the light back and just change your whole concept of your life story, your origin story, from this new, bigger perspective and from this place of alignment with the light and the truth of who you are. So this brings us to the Water Oracle. Psychic abilities, acting on visions, it is destined. So I feel like these go together like that. So part of what you've been aligning to and opening to is these spiritual gifts that, because of all the healing that you've done and all the expansion and embodiment that you are arriving at, you are activating and awakening new levels of psychic abilities. Deck number 1, folks, I feel like you've been aware of this in your life since you were a very young child, and it's possible that you shut it down. It's coming back online, and it's coming back in novel ways as well. And the reason for this is the biggest picture, that there's so much that has shifted in this time and space that, like, your gifts are needed, deck number 1. Your gifts are needed. So beautiful work, all of your time being in the deep wellspring. You've been supported, you've been guided, you've received everything you need. I'm just feeling for you. It's like, this is happening. This is happening. You're not in a waiting phase anymore. This is happening for you. So if it isn't something that you are recognizing and seeing with clarity, you're not going to have to look far. Like, it's going to be trying to show itself to you in so many different ways through different signs. So stay tuned. Do kikoru ukai ukuru uai e aokoru uai e. Do ki o rukai ke o rukukoru uai ke o koru ukukoru uai e kua e. De kukoru ukukoru uai e ua uri ukua. Just hearing the wisdom of water is within you. Remember that this wisdom is within every cell of your being, and it is acting as this beautiful prism for reflecting and refracting your light throughout your body and throughout your life and your experience. Blessings, deck number 1. All right, next up, we have the Swan. And deck number 2. Gentle force, consistency, persistence, patience, the long game. Birth mysteries, what are you being called to create? The wishing well, unexpected gifts, kindness, karmic jewels. And our last card, water codes, ancient wisdom, the intelligence is within you. Okay, deck number 2, people. Oof. I'm feeling a heaviness and a density that has been present in your life. There's been obstacles. I'm feeling a lot of sadness and frustration. And that this relates to old traumas, and you're frustrated right now. There's this feeling of, Jesus, same shit, different day. Same shit, different day. Whew, yeah, it's very heavy. So what I'm feeling with this card, and it came through in the Mintakans offering, was that, yeah, water is gentle, but it is a force. Water has the ability to flow in all directions around an obstacle, but also over time, water can actually change the shape of an obstacle and eventually even like bore a hole through it. So there's so much power, strength, and wisdom within the essence of water. So, and the concept of the water within you is this ancient wisdom, the truth of who you are. So even though you've been experiencing so many frustrations and blocks in your life, there's also this awareness of the intelligence within you, the wisdom within you, the truth of who you are, the gifts, the power. Like, you're even aware that even though you are experiencing the pain, the frustration, the sadness, that you're also equally aware of the strengths, the wisdom, and the gifts that are within you. And that there is this beautiful, playful energy with these 2 cards here of the wishing well. And I'm feeling like with the wishing well, there is this encouragement to recognize that you are your own wishing well. You are your own wishing well because you have this deep wisdom within you. And it's like one of the things that you can see with water in nature, like if we look at the surface of the ocean in a storm and we see the tumultuous nature of it, but if we plunge deep beneath the surface, there's stillness. So even if there's all of this obstruction, pain, frustration, sadness, deep within is this wisdom, the wishing well that's within you. So you're really being encouraged to dive into that wishing well from a place of self-love, deep self-love and appreciation for the gift that you are. You are the unexpected gift. You are, and you are from this beautiful place of kindness towards yourself. You are actually diving deeper into yourself in the midst of the chaotic experiences you may be having in your life. And as you do so, there are just incredible gifts that are yet to come, which feels like, to me, this is rebirth. This is rebirth. And look, at the baby is underwater because there's these beautiful light codes all around the baby. So this is like, we were to go like this and stack these, right? So this may be where you are, what you're experiencing and what you're working through, but you are also this, diving into the wishing well and welcoming your own rebirth. And what are you being called to create? So for those of you who, deck number 2 folks, you may not be at this place where you're like, okay, I'm ready to create something. Put these here again. Because there's still so much that you're healing. There's so much that you're healing. But as you dive in to the wishing well, you're going to accelerate. So this is that concept of the Mintakans of following the flow. Following the flow. So water always follows the path of least resistance. So as you dive in and follow the flow, it's going to free up a lot of energy that you've been experiencing fight. And it will help to wash, clear, like gently clear any stuck and stagnant emotions. It will bring some to the surface to be released, but it will also clear out the stagnation. So creating a clarity that will free up immense energy for your rebirth and creativity, because all this, it's like your energy's been so wrapped up in this process. And now you're being liberated and being called to this rebirth through this connection with your beautiful wisdom, life force, and creativity. Deko oko ike okokoro koko ike aike oro ukai okokoro kai ike okokoro ike. Ike okoro kai ke okoro kai ike o. I'm hearing that there's a reason why the swan was also present for this one, because this sometimes, rather than diving deep into things that are happening, it is also possible to float above and rise above, that you also have this gift to be able to take flight. And that doesn't mean that you're running away. It's not that kind of energy. It gives you another perspective. And then when you're looking with your new perspective, it can help you to tap into all of the gifts that are within you. Beautiful. And the same thing when you're floating above the surface rather than being in the tumult of the water. It just gives you a shift in perspective. Wonderful, deck 2. Let us see what comes forth with deck 3. Okay. Deck 3 and the Costa Rican rock shell thing. We have stagnant waters, feeling stuck, a call for shifts, flow, and change. The pink dolphin, celebration, fun, unbridled joy, and open heart. The waterfall, inner power, unbridled confidence, claiming your place. And the sweet waters, sensuality, romance, enjoyment, fertility, and balance. Wowzers. Okay. All right. Yeah, these are gonna line up like this. Stagnant waters, feeling stuck, a call for shifts, flow, and change. Okay, so this has been your experience, deck number 3, folks. But there's something that I'm being called at a deeper level that isn't even written in these words. You are being encouraged to, explore the gifts. Explore the gifts of being in this place of stillness. I'm going to drop the stagnant, of being in this place of stillness. So when water comes to a place of stillness, there are different life forms that are able to literally like grow and take root. So there's something that you have experienced in a positive way from the time of stillness. But I also feel like there's most of you is really frustrated, like, I don't even care. I just want to move on. But it feels important for you to fully recognize the gifts you received from being in this place of stillness before you try to create the flow and change, because there can be like an uncomfortableness, like, like there's garbage here. It stinks. This feels gross. It's too warm. I just want to move on. And it's like, well, yes, hooray that you're feeling like you're ready to move forward, but also just make sure that you're fully going deep within and connecting into why you chose to be here during this time. Because I'm hearing there were many beautiful reasons, and it's almost like a reflection pond. There you go. It's a reflection pond. Rather than stagnant waters, we could also be stagnant waters / reflection pond. It's a time for reflection deep within on why you have been called to this place of stillness. So, yes, because there is so much movement. This is part of it, right? I mean, wow, these are such active cards. So part of the reason why you needed to be at the phase of the reflection pond is you needed a pause. You needed a pause. You needed to go within, and you needed a pause before you moved forward, because there's so much surging on, surging in, surging on, surging around you. So we'll start with the pink dolphin. Celebration, fun, unbridled joy, open heart. You're like, yes! So I'm hearing like, I mean, your inner nature is just so playful and expressive and just radiant, radiating joy. So this, this way of being is absolutely beautiful. But also, again, I'm just feeling called to say that it's really important for us beings who are so open and expressive that we tune in and know when we need to return to the reflection pond for a pause. So it feels like it's kind of similar to what was showing up in deck 1, where there's such a purpose to being in a place of stillness and reflection. And you've been held in that place for a long time for a reason. You're not going to be held in that place anymore, but you need to know when to return to a place of stillness, because that's how you're going to nurture and connect into all the awesomeness, the expressivity, the radiance, the playfulness. And I mean, they're dolphins. We can move fast with all that dolphin tail. That was another part of the Mintakans, is sharing how when we create energetic flow within our body, how that impacts our connection to flow that's all around us. So, oh my goodness, waterfall, unbridled confidence, claiming your place. So yeah, it's just like, I feel like this card is, I feel it. Woo! Yeah, you're so ready to pour. I mean, I feel like you're pouring yourself out into the world in this next phase of your life. So again, just a reminder, knowing when to go into stillness, like there's even a still pool at the base of a waterfall. It doesn't have to always be like what you experienced, okay? That's the calling. That's the calling, is knowing like it could be even a gentle stream, or again, like the pool at the base of a waterfall that just gives you a pause before the next big surge. So yes, you are a force. There is this beautiful inner power that wishes to come through. So if you're not connecting into that, first of all, you know you, but there may be various reasons why you have felt like you cannot connect into this, whether it's limitations and restrictions in your relationships or in the workplace. So this feels like you're rising up, and your water, your life force, your water is going to be engaging all these different ways to play with, pour forth, wash out, and it's going to create a lot of changes around you. So be creating changes from where you're at, clearing things out with greater ease, but also you may find that it's just like you're riding that dolphin on out of there. You're going down that waterfall and taking the next path, because it's like you're so aligned with your truth, everything else just falls away. And the new opportunities are going to be all around you in all levels, relationships, work, all of your life. So the sweet waters, sensuality, romance, enjoyment, fertility, and balance. So it's interesting because we do have some waterfally energy and this beautiful pool down here. So it's a different level of connecting into that place of stillness through aliveness. So a little almost of what I was speaking into, of like when the water is still, there is this new growth that can happen. So there's this level for you, an awakening, and this feels very much like with whatever you're bringing forth into your life, you're bringing all of you. You're bringing your full playfulness. You're bringing your full alignment with your true self. You're bringing your full expression and connection with your own sensuality. So by sensuality, I mean that feeling of really being a spirit embodied. And when the fullness of your spirit is embodied, it's like all of life becomes this juicy playground. And it just shifts how you wish to connect. Like you're able to take so much more pleasure and enjoyment and connection in life. So, I mean, the concept of fertility, I think that relates to your ability to create. I mean, yes, it could literally be as in a child, but it also is your ability to create something new within your life or to create a whole new experience of life. So these are powerful cards. And I am curious, why this one? Okay, so part of what I'm hearing is the energy of Costa Rica. So Costa Rica being a place that obviously holds a great power and connection with many aspects of nature, with the rainforests, with volcanoes, with the ocean. They're also, from a humanity perspective, they have no military. So they joke that like the dolphins are their Marines and hummingbirds are their Air Force. The ants are their army. So there is this beautiful connection with the people of Costa Rica with hearing La Tierra, with the earth, with Gaia. And it is very creative, very powerful, very playful. So it does feel like this very much embodies the cards that align to it. So yeah, and like it's interesting because of that concept of power not needing to come from force or control, like in a military form. That peace and power can come from a different level of alignment, which is what these three cards are really showing you. Teke oru u iki u u uru u u u. Teke oru u ko oru u u I teke u a I u ko koru u ko o e. A ua te o kai u ko ore o kare u reu toko o e ike oru u kai e. Te ko ore u ke u kai u ko koru u kai e. So I'm just hearing deck 3 people. Yes, you are just really tapping in to these beautiful aspects of the power, the playfulness, and the nurturing. That's what I'm hearing actually here. The nurturing capabilities of water. Beautiful. All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I'm going to bring back these little guys just for fun. And this beautiful deck, courtesy of the lovely Rebecca Campbell. Thank you. Thank you. Blessings.